So what's a VPX?
It's the thing so you don't have to have all the pushy buttons.
No pushy buttons?
No pushy buttons.
We're not going to have pushy buttons, are we?
No, because they're ugly.
So great thing about Oshkosh is we get to see all the vendors and learn more. So we sat down with the VPX company and got a full tour of some of the safety features. And my biggest question was on redundancy, is how am I going to trust this thing to not fail on us in flight? And we talk about how it's the VPX Pro has redundancy built in. So let's take a look at the VPX at the VPX booth. So we're here with Peter from Vertical Power. We've made the decision. We're putting the vertical power unit into our RV-14, and Stein's helping us a lot with it. Stein's done a great job telling us all the benefits of this, even before I had a chance to talk to you. So yeah, go buy them a beer or something to say thank you. They're doing a great job for you. We're really excited. There's lots of benefits, but let's get our hands on it. So as a pilot flying with the Garmin setup,
Okay.
what am I going to notice different about vertical power versus going more traditional?
Yeah, so vertical power is solid state technology. So you're going to notice it's an electronic circuit breaker system. So it's going to eliminate the need for you to put all your breakers per device. So it's going to simplify your wiring. So it's going to make your troubleshooting a lot easier.
But let's be honest, it's going to make the panel prettier.
Yes, it's going to clean it up.
So I mean, we're making a snazzy airplane here, so we want the panel nice and clean.
Yeah.
So at first, that's what I thought I wanted, is just a cleaner panel, but it was so much more. The thing I'm most excited about is actually knowing how well my bus is performing, what's flowing where, how much electricity is flowing through what circuit.
Correct, yes. So with the VPX, you get the overview of the system, so you know how much total current is flowing. In addition to that, you get individualized circuits. You get the short circuit protection, open circuit, and the amount of current flow through each device itself.
So what does it look like on the screen when the system is running, as far as looking through the load that's happening?
Yep. So right here we have a demo with the Garmin. So we have the EFIS right here. Right now it's on the page. The good thing with the Garmin and the VPX is that everything is integrated. There's no additional setup. So if we enter the page right here, you'll notice that there is a dedicated vertical power page, and that's where the system will be for the VPX. So we'll just enter here. And this is kind of how your system's going to look like. The top half, you kind of have your system overview, system level. You got the VPX current running through it. Right now it's 0.7 amps because that's the nominal load of the VPX. But as it turns on, you're going to get the sum of all the individual circuits. You're going to be able to continuously monitor how much total current is flowing through your system. You get your alternator status as well as your battery status. You can see what voltage is running through.
So it's kind of like, some of the new EV cars that are out. You're just watching where the power is going in a nice visual map, and start turning on those brighter lights, and you turn on a 7 stars by Fly LEDs or something like that. You see the numbers start jumping up, and know what's flowing through where.
That's right. You always know what's going on.
Okay. So what are some things that happen in airplanes that this protects us from, that really helps us?
Yeah, so each individual circuit has short circuit protection. So before a fault comes off on, the VPX continuously monitors and will open that circuit to protect whatever device you have attached to it. You have over voltage monitoring as well. So for whatever reason, your alternator's acting funky, the VPX will stop that over voltage event from occurring to your devices as well.
So it's acting as a voltage regulator of sorts in the system?
It works with the voltage regulator to protect yourself.
Okay.
VPX doesn't necessarily regulate it from the alternator, but it works in hand.
So what about, I've seen the demo where you turn the lane and light on, but the lane and light's not working, and the VPX flag. So what does that look like?
Yeah, so we can I'll show here in our demo. So we can scroll down. We have the physical switch dedicated to the lights. So we turn the physical switch on, you will see the green check come on. But since we currently don't have anything connected, it's an open circuit, so there's no current flowing. So the VPX is continuously monitoring for that, and you get a fault right here. It tells you what kind of fault it is. So right now, the way the Garmin indicates it, when open, is no current. You're also going to get a VPX annunciation on your main screen, and you don't have to be on your VPX. I do. With default, you'll still get it on your main screen. So once you get this off, you'll be able to go into your VPX page, and you'll be able to reset it by simply clicking that button right there.
So if you're really counting on that landing light lighting up the runway, it's good to know that, hey, there's nothing going to it. No new current happening. Whereas in a traditional thing, you wouldn't have popped a breaker. You would have hit that switch, and when you smack off the ground because you're expecting to see it, would have been your first indication that you had a problem.
Right.
Here, now you know that landing light is not working for whatever reason, and you can make the decisions you need as a pilot to get down safely. It's pretty awesome.
Yep. It's always monitoring up to VPN.
And if there's a short, it protects us from that.
Correct, and it'll indicate a short fault. So it tells you exactly what kind of fault in that.
So one thing that, as a pilot, I don't know if you know, we're kind of paranoid about safety and redundancy because, once you're up at 5,000 feet and it's cloudy out, a lot of things have to go right for us to get home safely. So we really care about redundancy.
Yeah.
For that reason, I know we went with the VPX Pro because we will be flying IFR. The VPX Sport is more of a VFR system, I'm sure there's some IFR pilots flying it, but there's some extra redundancy in the VXP Pro.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that extra redundancy.
Yeah, so the VPX Pro has two separate processors on two separate banks. So you have your bank A and bank B. And what a lot of customers like to use for redundancy is put flight critical devices on one bank and the other bank. So if you lose, for whatever reason, one processor, you'll still have the other one to get you where you need to go, and vice versa. So the VPX does allow for those redundancy as well.
So be smart about how you balance between bank A and bank B or 1 and 2. Not that these banks are failing often, right?
We've never had an instance of the VPX complete failure.
But as pilots like to plan for worst case scenario. Even though there's only one power source coming in feeding the whole box, it's still two completely separate boxes inside. So I guess if a mouse chews that cable, then the whole thing goes dead. I don't know what failure mode will fail the whole thing, but that's happening. Hey, we've got the G5 on a battery backup, and we'll figure it out. And I'm sure there's other ways we can even wire some alternate systems that will critically power some things, even bypassing the VPX if we had to, but that just sounds like a little bit too much paranoia for us. There's some automation in there for flaps, trim, wig-wag lights, right? Correct. So let's talk about some of the cool stuff there.
Yeah, so a good thing about this box, it is programmable. So you would download our configurator application online.
Yep.
And so, for example, for wig-wag, you can choose exactly which devices you want to wig-wag. Normally, it's your lights, your left and right lights. And you can set what airspeed you want them to wig-wag. Once that's enabled, the VPX knows once it hits that certain speed, then it's going to wig-wag. With your trim and with your flaps, with the flaps, you can choose position-based or momentary mode. So if it's position-based, you can enter the points as to where you want your flaps to be based on where you are in your flight cycle as well.
So I can program flaps 1, flaps 2, flaps 3 on an RV-14.
Yep. So up, mid, down.
Perfect.
However you want it.
And is there any limitation based upon airspeed to say, hey, I want flaps 3, but I'm not in the white arc? Can you do warnings or faults or prevent that?
Yes, we call that the overspeed warning.
Okay.
And if that event does occur, it will prohibit the flaps from retracting it. And then you would also get that fault enunciated.
Excellent. Well, we're looking forward to flying with it. Nice clean panel. We're going to tuck that behind. But hopefully by December, January, our avionics will be arriving, and we're going to be putting it into the panel. And next time you'll see us with our very own vertical power in our hands. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Let us know the progress.
Awesome, Peter. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us on 14 Victor Echo.